Whiplash examines the lengths a young music student will go through in order to become the best drummer at his elite East Coast Music Conservatory.
Hi, I'm Miles Teller. You are watching Made in Hollywood, and here's a scene from my film Whiplash. I'm part of Schaefer's top jazz orchestra. It's the best music school in the country.
The key is to just relax. Don't worry about the numbers. Don't worry about what the other guys are thinking. You're here for a reason. Have fun. 5, 6, and.
Your character is actually pretty extraordinary. He has the foundation to become a great legend. He has the passion and drive to achieve his dream. What did you have to do to tap into this role?
I don't know. It was pretty easy to. I can absolutely understand somebody's, quest and desire to be, one of the greatest, at whatever. In this case, the greatest drummer of all time. I want to be great.
And you're not.
A lot of people at this kid's age are worried about the girl or going to the bar and making all the friends and stuff. And he doesn't really care so much about that. He just wants to be, great at what he does.
We got Buddy Rich here. Little trouble there. You're rushing. Here we go. 5, 6, and.
I was a jazz drummer myself with a very tough Fletcher-like, conductor. And I just remember feeling fear all the time as a musician, and that was like a weird dynamic.
Were you rushing or were you dragging?
I don't know.
Music you think of as something that's free and joyful, you do it for pleasure. But this was not like that at all. So I wanted to make a movie about the hardship of that world, the sort of pain and suffering that go into creating music, and just play it like a war movie.
You are a worthless pansy ass who is now weeping and slobbering all over my drum set like a 9-year-old girl.
This character, he has so much ferocity. Where did you draw that from?
Just off the page, that sounds whatever, too simple, but it was just there on the page. And then, I guess bringing some of my own passion for the creative arts and interpretive arts and performing and making music and telling stories, that commitment to getting it right and doing it as well as possible.
The scenes are really intense, and thankfully, in between scenes and stuff, we could joke around, because if he was like that all the time, if JK was just kind of in character the whole time, I would have been like, honestly, I would have gotten it, because I realize as an actor you have to do whatever you need to do for a performance, and some actors really have to sit in it. Other ones can kind of, tell a joke and then on action be, in character and stuff. So yeah, everybody works differently, but I think JK and I work similarly in that, I'd be all scared of him and, kind of vulnerable and stuff, and then as soon as they yell cut or whatever, crack a joke and kind of, bust his balls a little bit.
I push people beyond what's expected of them. I believe that is an absolute necessity.
The director wanted to explore the idea, the question, was the suffering worth the talent and the greatness? Is this something that you guys talked about? Did you sit down with Miles and Damien and kind of discuss this question?
Really, the only discussion was early on when Damien and I first met, was our agreement that this is the debate and that he did not want the movie to firmly come down on one side or the other. Is it worth sacrificing, part of your humanity in order to achieve this greatness?
Do we accept that kind of behavior if it leads to great results? Do we think the ends justify the means? Like, those are questions that I find difficult to answer, especially in this case. So I wanted to hopefully create a movie that in the moment of seeing it is a sort of rush, but that gives you something to think about afterwards.
Made in Hollywood.